Hello friends, my name is Dave Miller.
And I'm Niall Spain, and we're your fuck buddies.
Hey, it's actual glass cheers today. Don't worry, your headphones aren't broken. We're just drinking sparkling water.
We're just effervescent boys.
Very, very sparkly boys.
Happy Monday, and for once we can say that with honesty.
Yeah.
Because
Unless
guess
you're
what?
not listening on
Unless
Monday.
you're not listening on Monday. But either way, it's coming out on a Monday. We recorded it on a Monday. You're getting Monday, boys.
This is coming in with some weird Monday energy.
Yeah, I know. It's Monday midday energy, which I
Yeah.
think is just maybe, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how it goes.
Don't know what's going to happen.
There's one person out there who's like, oh, one of these episodes.
Oh, no.
I like my typical late Wednesday fare. But yeah, we like to shake it up. We like to get
I like to do
weird
things.
with it.
I like to shake it up.
Do you have anything to say before I jump into some...
Let me smash and bang it. Let me smang it, girl.
Okay,
let me smash.
You say
and
smang
bang
it?
Yeah, let me smang it.
Well,
Have you not heard that song?
We're gonna smang Bahangla Hungas all year
Oh, hell yes.
while fucking smugglers.
Let me smang it, girl. Let me smash and bang it. Let me smang it, girl.
Oh, you weren't actually fucking up the words?
No, it's a song.
Well, never mind. Did you hear about Gwyneth Paltrow?
No, maybe. I don't know. That she exists, yes. I know she's there.
Okay, well, that was it.
Hey, you ever heard about Gwyneth Paltrow? Yeah. They're cool.
I'm gonna describe something, and you're gonna tell me what it smells like.
Okay.
All right? Because we do a lot of oral things, like the fizzy drinks.
Yeah.
We do a lot of tactile things, like when you rub the mic all over your beard.
Yep.
But we've never really done scent-based podcasting, and no one has. So we're gonna be innovative in 2020.
Mm-hmm.
You ready?
Hit me.
So imagine a blend of geranium, citrusy bergamot, cedar absolutes juxtaposed with damask rose and ambret seed. I
already don't know what half these things are.
Yeah, but what would that smell like, do you think?
I think it's going to smell like... It's either going to be just straight up potpourri, like that smell, or like day-old semen.
No. Well, I hope it's not the second one, because guess what? That's the smell of Gwyneth Paltrow's vagina. So she has released a candle that smells like her vagina on her GOOP website for $75 a pop.
On GOOP?
On GOOP, which is her company.
I'm sorry, you can't fucking
I know,
have
right?
a
You can't
website.
talk about vaginas and GOOP in the same sentence.
You can't have a
and then
site
charge
called-
me $75 for it.
You can't be like, hey, just head on over to Goop and pick up my vagina candle.
Yeah, we don't sell vagina candles on plentyofbeef.ca because that would leave the wrong message.
Yeah, that's... Also...
I'm not going to lie, none of those things sound like it would smell like a vagina.
No.
Is Paltrow ill? Does she not know what a vagina is?
I mean, maybe she's just... She does, something else that's really fucking weird, doesn't she?
Well, she poisoned a lot of people's vaginas with vaginal eggs she sold a while ago. So maybe don't support her, people.
Yeah,
also,
maybe just... If Gwyneth Paltrow's doing anything with vaginas, maybe just let her, tire herself out in a corner somewhere.
Yeah.
You have to have puppy rules for Gwyneth Paltrow and her vagina antics.
Yeah, no,
You should ignore her until she goes away.
Yeah, she got hella sued and lost because she was poisoning people's vaginas. So yeah, I don't know.
With eggs?
Yeah, you would put it up there and it would help you, but it just
Was it an actual egg?
it was egg shaped, but it was
okay.
a mix of fucking spices and shit, but it basically just gave people yeast infections and dried out their vaginas and fucked up their pH levels. Because you're not meant to do that.
No.
It's not like she just broke science with some brand new vagina science.
Amount of things that should be inserted inside your body,
Yeah.
especially something as delicate as your genitals.
Mm-hmm.
Let me tell you, a fucking spice egg is not one of them.
Yeah. So there you go. That's my new sex news. I don't know. Twitter just hand feeds me these things now because you're a weird sex boy. You look up these strange things.
Here's Gwyneth Paltrow's vagina candle.
Yeah, I'd love to know because I'm sure maybe it doesn't work this way, but they put you in categories based on your searches and what you talk about and your advertisement and all this stuff. I would love to know because I'm sure there are tags or something that technically do mine just say pervert, deviant, weirdo. What fucking shit?
FBI watch list.
Yeah, why is he reading sex and dating advice every day? Why is he copying and pasting them to himself every day? Yeah.
You ready for a question?
Nah.
All right, hit me with some more.
Let's just go back to candle vagina.
Yeah.
The wick is the clit.
Is it shaped like a vagina too?
I have not a clue, but I'm guessing no.
I fucking hope not.
Imagine you went into someone's house and we're like, oh, it smells real like a vagina in here.
Yeah. Or even just like, oh, your candle's really nice. What is that? Oh, that's a celebrity's vagina. That's a celebrity genitals right there.
I got it on Goop.
Yeah. Oh, don't worry. It's Goop.
It's a Goop candle.
It's a Goop official.
Hit me with a question.
This comes from Reddit user Tropical Island 2. Why am I justifying this? Boyfriend of 6 months went into my Snap and deleted my male friends and blocked them everywhere in my phone.
Dump
he
this
says,
boy.
I'm the worst girlfriend he's ever had, and I'm stupid to think it's okay to have guy friends on my Snap. He thinks every guy wants to F me, and that no guy just wants to be my friend. He also messaged back to the guy on my Snap saying, hanging out with my boyfriend.
Wow.
Now, before I finish this off, give me some ages. Guess how old these people are.
Well, now that you said that, I'm going to guess 35 and 29.
You're not too far off. He's 33. I'm 30 with 3 kids.
Oh,
Isn't this childish? Seems ridiculous. Am I right to think he's super possessive?
Okay.
Is she right?
There are times when sometimes I'm like, why do we have a podcast? You know, we say the same thing every week. People know what we're saying. Like, things like that. Then there's this, and I'm like, Jesus, how could you type that out and be like, this is okay?
This is specifically why I brought the question.
This person
like,
immediately.
The answer to this question is very easy. You gotta go.
Oh, get the fuck out. But like, it breaks my heart when people are very clearly being abused like this, and they're like, oh, am I in the right?
Yeah.
When it's like, it's not even a question of grade. Like, it's wild. That's terrible.
Yeah, this is the state of modern dating, and I don't know how we got here. I really don't. Mm-hmm. I really do not know how this happened. But like, to get to the point where someone calls you stupid
and the says, worst girlfriend they've ever had.
Yeah.
And then
to me, I would just be like, cool, I'm out then. Like, if I'm the worst you've ever had and I'm an idiot, then you don't want to date me.
Yeah.
And it's like, also, I don't want to date this situation, this anger and aggressive.
Like, every single thing they've done in this situation, like, by itself, merits a bye.
Yeah, it's like, what's keeping him, like, what is he offering? What has he got on his plate that's making you stay at the table?
Vagina candle.
Oh, maybe.
That sweet, sweet scent. Yeah. That bergamot and
maybe he's got like a Brad
damask
Pitt
rose.
Dick candle.
Ooh. Wouldn't fit in the house. Get rid of this person. However, this person seems like to be a perfect match for that person we talked about either last week or the week before, who believes you can't be friends with females as a male. They can hang out with each other and then never have any friends and be miserable together.
Yeah, they could just
slowly burn each other to the ground. It'll be great.
Yeah, I mean, this is like, friends, if people are going through your phones and fucking with your friends,
if anyone's deleting people from your phone, that's not even a question. Get rid of them. If someone's like sending people messages like, oh, hanging out with my, like, that's just pathetic.
Yeah, like,
I'm sorry.
I would understand if this was a 14-year-old.
Even then,
like, it's still fucked up. But I would understand, because hormones make you do crazy shit, and you don't understand how the world works, and But
still, I would be like, danger zone, red flags for days, get out of there. But a fucking fully grown human.
Yeah.
By the way, I do know how to say human. I always say human because it amuses me. Just a heads up.
I was literally thinking that. I was just like,
human.
You've said that.
I say it all the time, and I always realize that, like, I've never. I don't know. It just amuses me. I'm weird. I'm sorry.
That's fine. Hey, man, do you? But like a 33-year-old man.
Yeah, that's horrendous.
Who feels the need, like, to think that, like,
just go.
Oh yeah, you got to get out.
Did they say he has kids?
No, she has 3 kids.
Okay, well, just even better. Get the fuck away before he influences them and they grow up to be shitty as well.
Put them all in your bag of holding and leave.
Yes.
Mary Poppins out of there.
Wait, there's no air in the bag of holding.
Well.
Okay, you ready for this? And I should have led with this one because it's
a cool Batman shirt.
Oh, thank you. I should have led with this question because it is topical, time sensitive, and urgent.
Oh, Jesus.
So we're running out of time. I'm sorry.
Okay.
This is by user 34.
I guess I shouldn't keep talking about your cool Batman shirt then.
Probably. Okay, I'm going to read this in what I assume the tone it was written in. This from Reddit.
If you're going to yell, please lean back.
Please, I don't need sleep. I need answers to 69. Me and my girlfriend are separated due to studying. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Please, I don't need sleep. I need answers to 69. Me and my GF are separated due to the studying. We always share lewd intentions. Recently, we've discussed a 69. Once we've already tried it, and the expectations about it for her were greater than the reality. I do love it, and always wanted. So now the problem is that I'm afraid that the next time we do this, she'll quit it forever. How do I do my best to please her? 1.5 months left to figure it out. So we're running out of time.
What the fuck?
We're running out of time.
Oh, man. It's like... Have you ever seen the movie Number 13 with Jim Carrey, where he just constantly sees the number everywhere?
Yeah.
I'm like, is that what's happening to this guy?
I'm assuming it's more like 24, where it's like doop, doop, doop. Every time like he does anything, the clock is like ticking, or like in Persona, where it's like 1.5 months left until.
Oh man.
Also, happy 69th episode.
Oh, it's our 69th episode. Yeah, I completely forgot to mention that.
Now get upside down.
We're gonna do this. I'm gonna do this on my hands.
That's the only way we actually fit in the closet, guys.
Can you hit me with that first sentence just one more time? I think that's all I need to hear.
The question, or
I don't know. The first thing you say.
Please, I don't need sleep. I need answers to 69.
Yeah, that's it. Thank you.
Okay, I'm gonna read between the lines here. I don't think she enjoyed it. It seems like he did, and he has 1.5 months to solve the problem.
I would love to know what the time restraints are. Like, is it the next time he sees her? Like they're both in school. They're separated.
Well, he said they're separated due to the studying.
Which I mean, so, I'm going to assume this is English is not his first language.
Or he's just so frantic.
Yeah, or he's just...
I assume it's like just how quickly he needed to type this out that he was like...
So I'm assuming like that means they're like in different schools, so they're apart. And then they're... In 1.5 months, they'll be back together again. Mm-hmm. In which they're going to try 69 for a second time, as they've shared their lewd intentions.
Mm-hmm. And if he doesn't solve it...
And if this doesn't fucking knock her like goddamn socks off, she's going to say, 69 is done. From now on, when we count, we go 68... to 70. Just 69 is removed, stricken.
Which technically would save him time and give him more ability in the next 1.5 months. So maybe it would remove a few numbers from the counting.
It would make things go faster.
Oh shit. Well, depends. If you're counting, you would get to 100 seconds in 99 seconds.
Yes, which means time would go by faster.
No, because you're not changing reality. The 100 seconds still matters, but you're getting to 100 in 99 seconds.
Oh, okay, I see what you're saying.
You know? Okay, so have you tried shaking it up? Have her on top if she was on the bottom beforehand, or vice versa, or go on your side, or just realize the 69 suck anyway.
69 is the fucking worst. I don't know what everyone's goddamn obsession with it is. Like, the fact of the matter is either
it sounds
two people,
great.
That's the thing. It's like,
it sounds great.
Being able to like just be smothered and going down on someone while also having my dick sucked.
It sounds great.
Fantastic. Also, the fact that it's a different like angle. Like, yeah, sure.
It's all kinds of intimate, and it looks great in porn. You know. However, height is a thing, and like it's very rare.
What's the thing? Height.
That's also a thing I'm saying weird. Height, whatever. What am I saying?
That's not a word.
Why am I saying it's so weird?
I don't know.
Height is
You're developing a lisp.
Oh my god, I think I got broken. This is what happens when we do this early on a Monday.
I know.
Height is a thing. So it's very rare you'll actually like not be too tall or too small to get the things in the right places. On top of that, one person is always more distracted by the other than the other. So it's like you're rocking their world and they're like, oh man, they're just like holding it while they're like writhing, and you're like, what about my dick?
Yeah, and then you start not paying attention because you're like, I would really like my dick to be inside of your mouth right now, but you're just moaning, which means I'm doing a good job.
Which is great, but it defeats the purpose. At which point it's like you're in an awkward position just to not get your dick sucked, or vice versa.
That's the thing. It's like, it's like cool.
Take
so
turns,
now my nose is pretty much in your asshole, and I can't breathe, and I'm upside down, like trying to reverse engineer how to eat you out.
Cranking my neck up because you need the angle to get to my dick, so you're not down. So I've got a sore neck.
I used to sleep with someone who was obsessed with 69, but would wanted me to be on the top, and that's
which is also
terrifying situation because it's like
teeth. It's teeth city.
Well, it's not even that. It's just like I have an outward genital. It protrudes. So
wait, what?
If I'm on top, if I relax at any bit. It's like I could be choking. You know what I mean? Like I'm the one who's controlling depth. It's even though like
that's
your
the
head
thing.
can't
It's either
go any
like
further back.
You stay up and then they have to hurt their neck coming to you, or you go down. At which point it's like, it's again like 69s can be fine, I guess, but in general,
it's one of those things that you do as
when you're
like
15.
Yeah, or like it's just kind of a funny like if she's on her side and she's and then you just kind of grab her and throw her. But to like plan to like strategize and to like build this into your sexual routine,
even in 1.5 months, you cannot.
It doesn't
fix it.
Unless
people have been trying to fix it for decades.
Here's the thing. This man has 1.5 months of dedicated 69 research.
Maybe that's what they're studying.
Here's the thing. Like, maybe the advice, maybe you're the person who solves this.
Yeah, maybe you need to tell us how to solve 69.
Exactly.
We're the ones with the problem. Fuck.
Yeah. I have not... This is the most I've ever talked about 69.
It's true.
And you're dedicating 1.5 months of your life to solving this mystery.
Fueled by what I can only assume is teenage frustration, which is like rocket fuel. Mm-hmm. So, yeah.
Alternatively, she will strike this from existence, and you will finally enjoy oral sex.
Yeah.
That's the downside is, oh no, you don't get to 69 anymore, but you do now get to enjoy...
Someone won't be too distracted to go down on you.
You get to enjoy one of the best things in life.
No. I will say, if you are committed to doing the 69, try switching around. Like, if she was on top last time, try her on the bottom. Just try doing it on your sides. That's all the advice I can give you, I think.
Yeah. Or just don't. Just don't do it. 69 is stupid. I know this is episode 69.
Yeah, fuck. They're not going to sponsor us now.
I know. The sex act of 69 is not going to sponsor us.
Yeah. That's the clock ticking down. Boom.
Hey,
did you guys have countdown over here?
I don't think so.
Oh, well, if anyone got that reference, you can let me know.
I'll probably cut it.
Boom. I'm gonna keep doing it so you can't. Wait, say something important.
This comes from Reddit user. Okay. This comes from Reddit user Wagu Mao Kashin, I think.
Okay.
And they ask, is there any scenario where 18/22 is acceptable?
If you got 18 out of 22 on the test, then yes.
So I made an earlier thread on this, but I felt it was unclear, so I should clarify. First, I'm not specifically looking at 18-year-olds or going to date a specific 18-year-old. I was asking in terms of like potential partners, if 18 should be seen as just another option like a 21 or a 20. I don't have some preference for 18-year-olds or anything. Second, I understand / acknowledge / recognize that it can be predatory, but I was asking if there are scenarios where it's fine. So are there?
If he hadn't had the body of that message, I would have said, yeah, it's fine. However, he doth protest, I think, far too much. Yeah, this is a man who only wants 18-year-olds.
Yeah. And also, like, 18 is when you go to college. 22, you're in college.
Yeah, it's a 4-year difference. Even if you do the half your age plus 7 rule, you're still good.
It's still, also, it's only weird, like, age difference is only really weird in, like, high school or, like, where legality comes into play. You know what I mean? It's like, if you're 12 and dating a 14-year-old in, like, elementary school, that's fucking wild. Like, it's crazy.
Yeah.
But, like,
if you're 14 dating a 16-year-old, that's not that crazy.
Yeah, the second you leave high school and you're in college, like, age...
It starts to mean less and less as you go along.
Like, it doesn't mean anything anymore because, like, you could be in class. Like, when I was in college, I had a 37-year-old. I was the youngest at 16 or 17, and then like the whole spectrum in between. I think there was even a 40-year-old in my class. So it's like you enter into college and it's just like like the classes aren't age locked anymore. Before it was like, oh, if you're in grade 8, this is how old you are.
Yeah,
within like a 1 or 2 years.
But also, like, if this question was 29 and 33, like 4 years isn't that bad. And like I think like 18 is like 19 to 24. Or 23. You wouldn't even think as much about it. 20 to 24, you'd barely think about it. Yeah. 26 to 30,
I think it's because the teen.
Yeah.
You say 18, and you're like, ooh.
Yeah, 22 to 18 is fine.
Most places, that's age of consent.
Yeah, but also it's only 4 years. Like, if they were like 32 and the person was 18, like, I think that's a pretty big difference in terms of, like, one's like an adult and one is like barely an adult.
Yeah.
And like it could be seen as a little predatory, a little weird, but it's still
But here's the thing: it's like the most important thing to focus on, like when it comes to age, is like maturity.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. When I was younger, when I was like in my 20s, I dated almost specifically like 30-year-olds because I was a lot more mature than the people. Like the women I was going were like strictly focused on partying and like going out and getting drunk, and like those are the women that I were finding in my age range, and I was like, that's not my thing. But like women in their 30s were a little bit more put together. Like they had done the crazy years, they'd done the party years, and now they were like, this is what I'm doing, and this is what I'm comfortable in, this is what I'm confident at, and like they were just like more self-sufficient women, and I was just like, okay, cool, like I like you. And I don't think it would be fair for anyone to be like, oh, you're 32 and you're dating a 24-year-old. Yeah. It's like that's a pretty big age gap, but at the like. If I didn't tell you my age, you wouldn't have known. You probably would have thought I was older than her, to be honest.
That's the thing. It's like once it's legal and maturities are somewhat in line, you know what I mean? Like I don't want it to sound like a 50-year-old dating an 18-year-old isn't weird, you know what I mean?
No.
But because it is, I think. But yeah, no, 22 to 18 is fucking nothing. But however, what's with that weird ass body of that message?
Yeah.
Like, dude, why are you freaking out so much? Me thinks something else is at play here.
So, another part of me thinks that this is probably originating from a place that's not North America.
Maybe.
Where that kind of thing might be a little bit more like,
taboo.
Looked at, you know what I mean? Like a little bit under a little bit more social scrutiny.
Yeah. But either way, it's fine.
Yeah, it does. Like, no one gives a shit. I think it's also important to mention that there are times where, like, if you're in a position of power and you're dating younger, I think that becomes very iffy and very dangerous and very, I would say, a taboo or socially
predatory.
Yeah, because if you are, you know, if you're their source. I don't want to talk about like sugar daddies or anything because like there's a time and a place for that.
There is kind of an inherent power in age anyway. You know what I mean? Like if you're 38
you're a little bit
as
more
opposed to 18,
secure.
you have these things and you have your own place. I assume you probably have like money and a car and like a career and just all these things that an 18-year-old doesn't have. So you already kind of
even just experience.
Yeah, exactly. So I think there is like an inherent power even if you're not directly, you know, someone superior or whatever. I do think it is something to be careful of, and that's why I think it gets creepier the older it is, even if it's still legal.
Yeah.
You know, especially when you're younger, because as a result you have like less, should we say, social power or capital, you know what I mean? Yeah. It is almost that imbalance. And it's going to be super hard to quantify that, which is why it's like I can't be like, this age is fine, this age isn't, because as you said, like maturity, the different people all matter. So it is kind of a clusterfuck of a question, because like, what do you really say? But I think it is something you need to be aware of, that there are kind of like inherent power of being like older than someone, and like if you're angling or leveraging that and being creepy and predatory, that's not okay.
I think that's the best way to put it. Like you make a very good point where I think if you're using your inherent power of your age and your status that you've gained through age, if you're using that as a means to you know, coerce someone into a relationship, I think that's when it becomes a problem. Like regardless of age, like you could literally be, you know, 21 and 18, and like if you have a driver's license or if you can buy alcohol, or, you know what I mean? Like even though it's only a 3-year thing, if you're using that sort of like, you know, chess piece or that move to keep someone in a relationship with you or to instigate a relationship, I think that's more troubling. Like I would find that way more problematic. As like a 21-year-old in the States buying, you know...
Well, that's actually a good point, because for me, when you say 22 to 18, I'm from Ireland where drinking age is 18, so there's no real difference.
Yeah.
But like if this was America, I could totally get why maybe people are looking at that and seeing like, because like if your boyfriend or your girlfriend is 22 and you're 18 and they're drinking, I very much doubt they're going to be like, no, you're 18, wait 3 years, which like coming from a place where drinking age is 18, whatever, but like seeing that, it does seem kind of predatory.
And let me just say that everyone in Ireland does wait until they're 18, legal drinking age, before they consume alcohol.
Oh God, yes, we would never.
It is. It's one of their national pride, actually.
Yeah, we stick really, really rigidly to that. But yeah, so there are a lot of things to consider, but in general, 22 to 18, that's good.
Yeah, you're all right.
All right, we ready?
Yep.
69 problems, and 69 is one of them. Honestly, there's not really much we can do more on the 69 thing. I got like 4 questions. They're all basically the same.
Yeah, gee, I wonder why everyone's struggling with 69. Because it's a garbage thing to do.
This is 2 guys, though. But I think the advice still stands. It's like...
I would imagine that's probably even harder.
Oh, I imagine definitely harder.
It's way harder. At least, like, again,
unless you're the exact same height and the exact same dick.
Yeah.
But even then, like, I literally the only advice I would say is, like, maybe try sideways, especially in this situation.
Absolutely.
You know?
There's no way I would ever want to be at the bottom of an old dude 69.
Or even the top. I don't know. Just sideways.
Sorry, the top. That's what I mean. I don't want to be the top.
Yeah.
All right, no, I don't want to be any. I just don't want to be in a 69 with anyone ever.
just do it sideways. That's the only advice I can give. That's from Goat St. Pierre. Last minute resistance?
Oh God, I hate this already.
It's insane how many times I brought a girl back to a hotel or her place. I live with my parents and didn't manage to close. Though,
shocking.
This last time I straight up asked the girl, okay, since we're not going to see each other again, what was the problem? She claimed, I'm just not that kind of girl. I find it hard to believe. Is this really the case? Some girls really just won't have sex on the first date? Yup.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of what happens.
Yeah.
And hey, let me blow your mind here real quick. Let me just shatter your world. They're allowed to.
Mm-hmm.
That's okay.
Yeah.
They have the right to do this.
Yes. And also, guess what? Second date. And any date.
Yeah.
And wedding night.
Take that.
And
say 8th date.
Even
and
New Year's
turn that
Eve.
8 sideways. And then you get an infinite sign.
Yeah.
And that is how long women are allowed to not sleep with you.
Yeah. And probably will continue to, judging by this post.
Yeah.
Even New Year's Eve. Cheers.
Cheers.
Yeah, dude, like, everything about this sucks.
Yeah.
He's like, wait, but we won't see each other. So what's...
Well, I think that, I think his was
what's
like,
the problem?
I'm not going to see him. I'm not going to see him again, so I'm going to ask them why they don't want to fuck.
Oh, yeah, maybe.
I think that was the intention. He's like, oh, I don't.
Oh no, he says he asked her since we're not going to see each other. What was the problem? I just don't. And the comments. You don't want the comments.
I don't want the comments.
Yeah, bud. Like, for any guy out there who doesn't know this, a lot of people won't sleep with you on the first date, or the second, or the third, or whatever, because there is no like timeline for people. You know what I mean? Like, people, like, anybody could be any time. It could be never. It could be first date. It could be, like.
And as we talked about it, it's
and
like
that's okay.
Consent's a sliding scale in the sense that, like, they could have invited you back to their place with the full intention of having sex with you.
Mm-hmm. They could have said, "Hey, let's go to mine and fuck."
Yeah, and then got there, and then you've done something, or something happens with them, or like whatever. There's no real.
It doesn't matter as well. Matter. That's the thing.
But
we
then
can come
all
up with
of a sudden
excuses.
That yes becomes a no, and then it's a no.
Yeah.
And let me tell you, I don't know if I was a woman and I had brought a man back to my house with like the subtle intentions of sex, and then for whatever reason changed my mind. If they were then like, why aren't we gonna fuck? I would not give them an honest answer because that is the scariest. Like,
well, I think it would be scary just to say it in general.
Oh, 100%.
But like you have to clarify it. Like, if someone doesn't accept that, then you're already in scary territory.
Yeah, this thing. If the second someone wants you to like qualify your consent,
because that almost implies there's a way they can talk you out of it, or like it doesn't matter why, because the decision's been made.
Yeah.
It's not like, oh, you're annoying. Well, wait, let me be not annoying for 5 minutes. And she's like, oh, it did it.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
It'd be one thing if they went their separate ways and she was like, I don't really want to see you again. You're like, well, do you mind if I know? Like, do you mind filling me in on that? But like when it comes down to the issue of consent, there is that especially like as a man talking to a woman, there's that like overbearing thing of being like, well, you need to justify this
exactly
to me. And that's not how it works. That's not how consent works. That's not how equality works.
Also, guess what? Best way to not get laid ever is to be like, wait, why won't you fuck me?
Yeah, why aren't you gonna sleep with me?
Yeah,
I promise you that there's
she will never, I imagine, talk to you again after that.
Yeah.
Whereas if you were like, okay, cool, guess what, maybe next time, because she's like, oh, this guy doesn't suck, and hey, maybe there won't be next time, and that's also okay. Because guess what? There's plenty of beef in the sea.
There is plenty of beef out in the world.
.ca.
Yeah,
the fact that someone can be like, I don't believe this. Is there girls that don't fuck on the first date? Like, the fact that you could say that with a straight face
also
is insane.
There's like a pretty heavy like social zeitgeist of not sleeping with people on the first date.
How have you not heard of it,
like,
bud?
There's literally like one of the most common things is not kissing on the first date.
Yeah.
So if they're not kissing, chances are they're not getting fucking, balls deep with you. Mm-hmm. And it's like, this isn't a shocking revelation. This has been something like, in the social consciousness since like the 50s.
Yeah. There were a lot of comments on this trying to basically cajole people or maneuver them into doing it after they've said this.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to read them out, but I will say, if that has ever crossed your mind, fuck you.
Yeah.
And
coercion
don't do that.
is not consent.
No. There is no, like... There is one comment that says, repeat after me. I only want to do what you're comfortable with.
Yeah.
That works.
Yeah.
So there you go.
I'm sure that's like coming from a place of like, again, manipulation. But here's the thing.
Maybe not.
Even if you are using it as a tactic, it's still a good thing to say.
Yeah.
It's still an honest thing to say. To tell someone that like, hey, I'm on the same page as you. If you don't want to sleep with me tonight, that's fine.
It doesn't matter why you say it once you stick with it. Mm-hmm. If you're like, no, I only want to do what you want to do, and then proceed to be like, well, let's just slip that top off.
This is the thing. If you say it hoping that they'd be like, oh, he's actually a really nice guy. If that's your intention, it doesn't really matter. If, like you said, like if you
stick
then,
to it, that's all that really matters. Actions
cool with
are
what they want to do. That's fine.
Yeah.
I will take people trying to use, common decency as a pickup tactic.
Yeah, because hopefully,
regardless of intentions, like I don't give a shit. If you're just gonna be cool, like fine.
Yeah. Anyway, just sorry, saw it, had to talk about it.
That's fair. This comes from Reddit. Not sure 324238. Guys, does it bother you if a girlfriend's ex has nudes of her? I'm curious to hear honest thoughts from guys about this. Not the politically correct stuff, but how you actually feel. Does it bother you if you are dating a girl and find out her ex has nudes of her? Does it honestly bother you knowing that her ex can look at her naked whenever, can pleasure himself to pics, can show people, etc.? Deep down, is that something that annoys you? Or do you really not care about that?
That's a weird question, man. It's like you don't own your girlfriend's body. You don't own her image.
Here's the thing,
the fact that like
she's had sex before.
Yeah.
Probably.
Hey, does it bother you that people can remember your naked girlfriend from when they had sex? Do you want a Man in Black, the image of your naked girlfriend from your ex? Like, what? Dude, if they are doing something irresponsible and inappropriate with the pictures that your girlfriend is upset about, sure, you can be upset about the pictures. Yeah. If the girlfriend isn't upset about them having them, you don't have the right to. You like, that's so fucked. It's like, just like, I love that this person is sitting there imagining her ex masturbating to their pictures and being upset by it. That's a really strange situation.
The only time I would be upset about that kind of thing would be, if they started leaking the pictures or posting them online or something like that. And it's like, again, my girlfriend does burlesque, so there are plenty of pictures of her in little to no clothing available online. But
Dane has to go around Men in Blacking people all the time.
Do you know how hard it is? She has a bunch of followers on Instagram. They're all me. I literally have to go on and block every new, and then I have to make an account that has a very similar username. And like, it's fucking exhausting. Guys, I have 10,000 Instagram accounts.
Yeah, I just wish he would put in that much effort on our social media, but he's only made us 7,000.
I don't have time. But it's like, the only time I would be upset, it's like, look, I'm not going to kid myself. I know someone's doing worse shit to those pictures. I know. She's a babe. I get it.
No one... Oh, wait, like, are you talking about, like, real pictures from shows? Yes. Or are you talking about... Okay, yeah.
Like I know.
But, like...
But at the same time, it's just like... That's just the
right?
nature
of
like, the world.
People going creep. It's cool.
Yeah. If I then found that there was, like, a group on Facebook that was, like, sluts... And they were like, they were.
If there was something like negative,
I would have my issues with that. But again, it's not. I don't have a problem with like the fact that the pictures exist. I have a problem with like how the pictures are being used.
In a like real tangible public mean-spirited way. Yes, like if someone was like blackmailing someone or like posting them and like upsetting them, sure.
Yeah, printing them out, putting them at work and stuff like that.
If they just might be touching themselves to it, like it doesn't matter. they literally could remember and or get this, and I know this is going to upset the person who submitted this, there's a thing called imagination.
Yeah.
Someone out there might have never gotten anything off them, might just imagine them and then still touch themselves.
There might be a porn star that kind of like vaguely looks like
your
girlfriend's, lower 2/3, and that might be enough for someone.
And then you might have to dump them because you saw and you think they did a porn video when they were. Yeah. That was a throwback to a different question in case you haven't listened.
Find it, because I don't remember what episode it was.
I think it was 2 weeks ago.
It was, Christmas or New Year's? I don't remember.
Either
we recorded 2 and 1. I don't know.
I just realized maybe we'll get some new listeners and they'll be listening. They'll be like, what the fuck are they talking about?
If at any point, like that's been the...
Yeah. If at any point we say anything really confusing, it's either a terrible joke by me or we're just harkening back to another question.
Yep.
But yeah, like you don't have responsibility or ownership over that, and it doesn't matter. Yeah. How does it matter? How does that affect your life?
Again, the only other caveat I'll add to this is if she's sending those pictures while you're in a relationship.
But that's a entirely different question.
If she's sending pictures to her ex
yes.
while you guys are together, you're allowed to be upset.
Yes.
That's pretty fucked up.
Then that's dump them territory, unless you've agreed and you're into it.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, one more?
Yep.
This is by Psychological Twist, but the twist is a 1.
Oh.
My 25-year-old male girlfriend, 24-year-old female, was dared to strip her bra off at a party. Should I be mad? My girlfriend went to a house party tonight with a couple of her friends. I decided to stay home since I'm pretty introverted, have a hard time keeping up with her going out and drinking almost every weekend. Sometime during the night, one of her friends she went with, let's call her Jenny, let's dared to strip her bra off, still clothed, as part of a drinking game or something. Shortly after, my GF texted me, "Oh no, Jenny dared me to strip my bra off." I replied, "Well, why? Did you do it?" And she replied, "Yeah, lol, I love you though. I'm sorry, I miss you." For some reason, that just infuriates me. Saying sorry means she knows I'd be uncomfortable about it, yet she still did it. Some backstory. Jenny has a boyfriend, but is also bisexual. She often asks other girls if she can kiss them when we're out at bars or clubs. This used to be an issue since she'd ask my GF if she could kiss her. My GF would usually agree since she doesn't like saying no. Eventually I had to step in and tell her I wasn't comfortable with it, and my GF hasn't agreed to it since. The whole bra thing is making me uncomfortable because 1. Jenny dared her to take off her bra. Maybe that turns her on. 2. I'm almost 100% sure there were guys at that party that enjoyed watching it. We're both pretty secure in our relationship, and we usually don't get jealous at all. I know she wouldn't cheat on me, so am I just overthinking this? Edits.
Oh.
They've been together 2.5 years.
Okay.
And she still had her top on and everything, just took her bra off.
You know what? I kind of get where he's coming from with the backstory of like this friend constantly hitting on his girlfriend. Like, I get it, and I can, like, if I don't know her intentions, I don't know how devious she is, I don't know like how much she's taking of it. Like, if the girlfriend is drunk, I don't know how much she's then taking advantage of her for her own amusement. You know what I mean? I don't know necessarily if you have any, like, I don't think there's any reason to be upset at your girlfriend about it. I think if anything, you should like have a talk about boundaries with Jenny. You know what I mean? And be like, hey, so like, you're allowed to do things. Like, there was no flesh exposed. It's not like she took her bra off and then let everyone, have a turn at her bahungla hongers. But I think you can also be like, hey, so I'm not super comfortable with you taking parts of your clothing off in public. And that's not a way of being like, you're not allowed to do it. But if it makes you uncomfortable, it's worth having a conversation about. Because it might just, maybe she's like, oh, sorry, I didn't think about it. Or, well, like, I might do it. It might be a thing that I do, and then discuss from there. So I think you're allowed to be uncomfortable. I think you should have a conversation about it, and then I think you should really talk about this Jenny character, because she's the thing I'm concerned about. So, firstly, I love how they're asking, should I be? But they're very clearly angry about this. Yeah,
like, don't kid yourself. I also think, like, I don't know if I almost feel they don't have that much really to be annoyed about, because 1, girlfriend openly told them, so it's not like they're trying to hide it. It's not like a sneaky whatever.
It's not like you find pictures or like stories about it later. Yeah,
it's also not a big deal. You know what I mean? Like, unless they're, even if, like, I feel like it's a very typical and almost like tame party thing. You know what I mean? Where like, it's not like they were just like, yo, you just got to go ham on this guy's butt. You know what I mean? Just go ham on his fucking ass crevice for like 7 seconds straight. You know, like, it's nothing overbearing. Like, they told you about it. And the fact that, like, they put in that, like, I'm worried guys there got turned on by it, and that's why I'm annoyed. Like, the action isn't happening, but the fact that people peripherally might have been turned on by it is his problem roundabout. It's almost like the question we just did, where it's like, the thought that another guy is, right. Like, it's very, like, ownership-y, and it's like being annoyed at them for something they can't really control. Like, what if she took her fucking shoes off? Are you upset that someone there might have a foot fetish?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, is the possibility of someone being turned on the problem? Because they could be turned on by anything, bud. You know what I mean? Like, that's a way of trying to rationalize your insecurity and, like, pin it on something.
Yeah.
I find. Like, I don't think it's very fair for them to possibly have inadvertently turned someone on. You know?
That's your issue, yeah.
And also, like, put yourself in their position. You're playing a drinking game. You're dared to do this thing that, like, by all means, isn't exactly the most risque. It's like, do you really, like, there's a certain amount of pressure in there, which, again, might be a Jenny problem where she knows this and is kind of, like, capitalizing on that. But at the same time, it's like, if you were asked to do something similar, you'd probably want to not look like, you know, no one wants to be that person, like, no.
Like, take your shirt off.
Yeah.
And, like, I don't know what you look like, but if you're, you know, if you're jacked or whatever, and you take your shirt off, and, like, some girl gives you one of those, like,
even if you're not jacked, your girlfriend finds you attractive, so they find you attractive when you take your top off. You know what I mean? So, like, it would, you know, it's one of those things where you might do it, but even if you wouldn't, you could probably assume why she might want to not look, you know, you're playing those games, it's very easy to want to not look like a loser. Again, also, it's probably not a big deal for her because it's just a bra.
Yeah, there's no skin exposed. There's no sort of, like, sex act involved.
It's just a deft little unclip and a wriggle, and then it's out one sleeve, and you know, everyone has a drink and forgets about it. She feels like a badass, and Jenny gets her rocks off.
Yeah, I'm still not.
Yeah, maybe have a conversation because, like, you know, you've already clearly had one, and she seems to be pretty cool at sticking with it. So you might want to be like, hey, I just, you know, maybe just ask if, like, things like this happen often. Because if it's a once-off, again, it's a pretty standard thing, I think, to be thrown around. Like, because it's exciting while still being super lame. Yeah. You know, which is the irony. Like, this is a very lame thing to do. No one's like, oh, shit, a bra came off.
Yeah.
You know?
Does it say how old they are?
Actually, yes. 23 and 24.
Okay, so this is like a college party kind of thing. You're
old enough to, like, you're on the tail end of this even being a thing.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I feel like you need to think about why it's making you feel so insecure, which is clearly, like, it's a protective thing. Like, you don't want her to be seen as a sexual object, or, as sexual by other people, but, like, it's gonna happen. Yeah. I don't think she necessarily did anything wrong. I don't think you should be annoyed at her at all.
Yeah.
Maybe have a chat about Jenny, but, again, it's, like, it's a pretty tame thing. If this was happening all the time, she was always like, take your fucking clothes off. Like, no matter what they did. Sure. It was just like a once-off or whatever.
Olive Garden. Hey, you should take your bra off.
Yeah.
Hey, wouldn't it be funny if you took your bra off right now?
Bet you I can eat this breadstick. Oh, I did it. Bra off.
Now kiss me.
Yeah. When she's not, like, pushing boundaries, because your girlfriend already seems to have been chill about you saying you weren't comfortable with the kissing, so, you know.
This comes from Reddit user Goat Babe.
Thoughts on 69 position from experience.
How can I, as a female, be a more active participant in sex? My boyfriend complains that he always does all the work, but he doesn't really enjoy cowgirl. I'm vocal, moaning, saying what I do and don't like, but that's pretty much it. Other than that, I do kind of just lay there, as he's told me, and I agree. We're both relatively new at this, so when I ask him what he wants me to do, he just says, I don't know. We have a good, healthy relationship, even though he does all the work. We both finish every time, which is good. Still, I would like to know what are some of the moves I can do to wow him or have a little bit more control in bed.
You can do a lot of things. You can tell him what to do. You know, like, you can be.
Well, she says she says what she does and doesn't like.
Yeah,
I mean, I guess that's not as.
You know.
Yeah.
Like, you can take control, but still have them on top. Mm-hmm. You know. You can, like, grab his balls. You can, like, you know, play with him while you're, like, fucking, you know what I mean? Like, you can pull his hair and, like, kiss his neck and, like, be very involved instead of just, like, lying there. You can also try different positions. Cowgirl is not the only one.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Doggy style, you can fuck him.
You can grab back on him.
Yeah.
You can even do, like, reverse cowgirl, for example. You can get him to sit on the couch and like, you know, sit on his dick and like go up like that. And it's kind of like a modification of cowgirl or reverse cowgirl. But like there are a lot of things. You can get him to sit and you can straddle him. You can, you know, there are many things that you can do.
I think there's a time, like, if you actively do not like the positions in which you aren't doing all the work, quote unquote, you don't really get to complain about it either.
Yeah.
Like, I think there's also a time and a place where, like, you're not, like, I've been with women who do too much. You know what I mean? Like, when I've been on top, like, in missionary, they'll, like, try to move, and it's like, just, like, I appreciate your gusto. I appreciate the effort you're putting in here, but, like, this is not making it easier, and I don't think either of us are enjoying it. So,
well,
like,
that's the thing. If you're doing a certain range of motion, the only, like, if they move towards you, then you're not getting out as much as you would want to. And if they move away, then you're out entirely. Yeah. It's like, sometimes you just need to
I mean, like, there have been
enjoy
moments
the
where I've had to been like, just take it easy. Like, just enjoy it. So I think you need to, like, sit down and talk and be like, well, if you're saying you don't like cowgirl and you're saying you want me to be more active, but then when I ask you how and you're saying, I don't know. Yeah. Well, then, like,
what the fuck am I supposed to do?
That doesn't help because, like, I'm enjoying sex and sex and
I love sex.
I love sex. And I'm being as engaged, like, I'm engaged during sex. I'm talking to you. I'm doing things. If you don't know what you need, then I can't give it to you. Yeah. So if there's something else you want, please let me know.
And like, try go again. Like, I feel like we always say this, but I think it's important. Always try and approach this not in an aggressive way. Of course. Because people's insecurities about sex are gigantic. And like, I have them. Everyone has them. You know what I mean? Like, so always make sure you're
especially
not
if you're new
attacking.
At sex.
Yeah, especially. Make sure you're not attacking them, like coming out in a friendly way and like, just be like, hey, you know, like, I would love some feedback from you. So how about like, you don't need to give it to me right now, but like, in a week, like, let's try something. You know, you
troubleshoot why you don't like cowgirl, too.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, because, like, is it a size thing? Is it a position thing?
Is it a fear thing?
Yeah. Like, because if it's one of those, like, if it's any of those things.
Are you grinding instead of bouncing?
Are you bouncing instead of grinding?
Yeah, that's the thing, right? Like, he might be terrified he's going to slip out and smack that point in between where you die and your dick breaks. Maybe he's insecure because when he's fucking you, maybe you have your eyes closed or maybe you're turned around. Whereas, like, when you're on the bottom and someone else is doing the work and they're looking down at you, you have to do things with your face. Yeah. And you have to do things with your hands. And you have to
is like, he just afraid
think
of
about
not
your
doing
stomach
anything?
And your body. And all of a sudden, you're kind of the focus. And it can be terrifying as a guy. I don't know. I've definitely had those moments where I'm like, oh, no, like, I'm being looked at. Yeah. You know, like, that can happen. I remember, like, back when I was having sex for the first time, or, like, even not that close to the first time, there are definitely insecurities and things that you probably haven't even considered that they have because you look at them and you find them very attractive. Yeah. But they look at themselves and they have a host of fucking things lining up to be like, hey, remember this bit might suck, you know? So there's a million different ways. So, like, I would talk about it and maybe try it in the dark. You know, if that's a thing,
watch some porn together and like, you know, see if anything that happens in that, even though it is performative and even though it is not, you know, the base, you know, the best thing to base it on, but like, you know, just watching it together can be a fun, like, know that it's a, you know, a sexy activity and not research, but like,
also some people do get very insecure about that as well. So depending on your relationship, do or don't.
Yeah, of course, always talk about, like, don't just like whip out the, like, you know, throw it on the big screen or something, you know, don't
make sure you'll be cool with it as well.
But there's a bunch of things you can do, and it's all going to start, and we say it all the fucking time, it's all going to start with a conversation.
Yeah, I will say, like, a slightly less risky way of doing that would be just look up sex positions. Yeah. And be like, you know, find, like, a website that's, like, 200 of them, and just click through, and whenever you see one that catches your eye, it doesn't even have to be one where you're in control or whatever. Like, if he sees one, he's like, hell yeah. Like, try them out. Make it fun. Don't make it, like, an attack.
I don't know if it still exists, but Pornhub had a literal section on their site.
A section?
A section that was specifically made for, like, healthy sex, like aerobic sex. And I imagine that those positions probably have, you know, like, I can't imagine their, like, their exercise sex has one partner not doing anything.
True. Maybe maybe we could get our old guest back on the podcast, and by guest I mean we read his question once. The guy who's definitely not a virgin, but does know all the Kama Sutra.
He does know all the Kama Sutra.
Which is why he's definitely not a virgin.
Absolutely not.
So maybe he can throw some cool Kama Sutra things your way.
Yeah. So, yeah, I think looking up sex positions, maybe watching some porn together, definitely having a talk why 100%. Cowgirl doesn't work for him. And then,
also about what he wants. Like, because you can't, it's not, it shouldn't be you that has to do all the work when he's doing all the complaining. You know what I mean? Like, if you're going to complain about something, put forward an option.
Yeah, it's I'm hungry. Okay, what do you want to eat? I don't know. Okay, cool. Well, I'm going to make this. No, I don't like that.
Yeah, exactly. That's like if you change this to any other situation, you would be like, "What? Shut the fuck up." But because it's sex and everyone's insecure, you're like, "Oh no, it's me that's the problem."
Yeah.
So, and again, don't turn that into an attack. Don't tell him that way. But just be like, even like if he doesn't have one, be like, "Cool. Well, in a week, we'll try again. You come up with some ideas, we'll workshop them. This will be fun. We get to get naked and adventurous together. Yeah. Like, this will be great."
And during sex is not the time to have this conversation. No. I also want to say that. It's like having being there and being like, well, you need to tell me what you want while he's fucking you.
No, because you're just going to ruin that sexual experience, and then the next one is going to have that hanging over.
Yeah, you're going to just throw in trauma that's not going to help anything in the future.
Have good sex, and then afterwards, maybe even when you guys are clothed, be like, hey, you were saying the other day, like, I wasn't, you always do all the work, and like, I would love to, contribute more, but I don't know what you want. So hit me up with some ideas, or let's workshop.
Sexy text also might be a good idea. Like when you guys aren't together.
Well, you fucking text them.
To text someone else.
Like, hold on.
Boop, 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 boop. No, like send them a text and just be like, what do you want me to be? If I was there right now, what would you want me to do to you right now? Mm-hmm. And that gives him time to think. Ooh. That lets him like engage his fantasies.
And also, he's not necessarily thinking about it, so it's like less pressure. He might actually be like, "Oh, I want you to do this," and that's what he genuinely wants. Okay, because he's not actually thinking about it in real life.
Now you're sexting, which is a fun thing you can do as a couple. And then you're also getting some like little insights that that he might not really know how to express outside of that format. Mm-hmm.
Maybe blindfold him, tie him up, and just give him a real long, slow blowjob. And then when he's almost there, cowgirl him to finish. I almost said death. Don't cowgirl him to death.
I mean, maybe.
Cowgirl him to finish or something. And then, like, you're, like, getting him most of the way there. Mm-hmm. And then you're, like, finishing off. It's almost like a Pavlovian response. And he'll start to love it.
Yeah.
Or then you've done a lot of work. Yeah. Anyway, you can't tell you didn't do all the work when you did everything there.
Yeah, I'd love to know if this extends to, like, foreplay and stuff. Like, is it literally just, like, he's hard, she lies down, they have sex? Mm-hmm. Like, is there, like... Is that the issue? Is he asking for more foreplay?
Maybe it could be as well.
Like, I don't know.
Guys can be clumsy when they're talking about sex because we're not used to it.
Yeah, because is it just because we get hard fairly easily?
Yeah,
usually. So it's like, are you just going? Is he going down on her? And then she's like, "Oh, please fuck me."
Yeah,
and then he fucks her, and then he's like, "Well."
Yeah, like make him feel special. It doesn't have to always be sex, like PIV sex, penis in vagina. What the cool kids say.
Yeah.
Yeah, just like. Be like, cool, well, today you're not even going to touch me. You're going to sit down on that bed, you're not going to move. I'm going to fucking suck your dick.
I think that's the first time I've ever been uncomfortable with you making eye contact with me and saying...
I think you've said that 8 times. And I know you're lying every time.
I know, I'm rock hard right now. Mm-hmm. That's going to do it for us today, boys. I can't handle any more of this. And I'm saying,
everyone
I'm saying boys as the
like
gender
BOI,
neutral.
Yeah, I know. But I just want to clarify. This is for everybody.
Yeah, everyone.
This goes out to all y'all.
DJ Khaled.
What? Now we're sued. Now we're sued.
I just felt like I needed to remix this.
Do you know his real name is Bryan Cranston?
Yeah, he was great in Breaking Bad.
It's true.
Man, I would love to see DJ Khaled remix Breaking Bad, where he is just...
I like how you say remix. And then all of a sudden he's just in it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be amazing. Who would be Jesse?
Pitbull.
Oh, God, yes.
How can it not be Pitbull?
Oh, Mr. Worldwide, I need you. Oop, that came out. Yeah, no, that'd be amazing. And oop.
Thank you very much for listening, friends. This is episode 69. It doesn't mean anything. It's not really...
You shut your goddamn mouth. It means everything. Also, guys, we only have 1.5 months left.
I know. We'll solve this. I think we're going to start... Let's tear down all the things that we said were on the wall, and let's start working on our 69.
You know, we got 6 episodes.
Holy shit, right? I just figured it out. it's like a spit roast. You get in this cage that's constantly spinning, so you're always in a state. So
you're on top, then on the bottom, then on the side.
Yeah.
So it's not one of each; it's all of them.
Yeah.
Ah, shit. We didn't even need the 1.5 months.
I know.
Well, we
so
call
instead
it
of
6.
69, it's just 0 because you're constantly spinning.
It's called the spiral.
Yeah.
Or 6th roast, but you put a 9 in instead of the R.
Oh.
Like 6ix9ine or whatever the fuck that rapper guy's name is.
I don't know.
Also, has anyone watching The Circle? Hit me up with your Circle tweets. So good.
Again, thank you for listening. It's been great. It's been a weird Monday afternoon session.
It's been awesome.
But I've had a good time. Niall has a great Batman shirt.
Thank you. You have a very nice shirt on, too.
Oh, thank you.
I think it's the most clothes we've worn in the closet.
It's 100% the most clothes we've ever worn. We are
very
like
warm.
Actual outdoor boys.
Yeah, we could leave.
We could leave and go outside and not be shunned by society. Mm-hmm. If you have a question for us, you can send it to us via a bunch of different things. You can send us to, you can find us on Facebook at facebook.com/FCKBuddiesPodcast. You can find us on Twitter at FCK_buddies. Niall's been tweeting a lot, so tweet him up and he's going to tweet you back probably.
I'm learning how to GIF.
If you want to send us an email, it's fbuddies@gmail.com. No, it's fbuddiespodcast@gmail.com. You can also find us online where we have a contact form at fbuddiespodcast.com or
plentyofbeef.ca.
Hell yeah.
Thank you, Josh Eagle and the Harvard Cities, for their song Paper Stars.
And now you're going to hit me with some sex writing.
Yeah, that would probably be a thing I should have planned.
Oh, no.
So this is The Shape of Her by Rowan Somerville. You comfy?
Mm-hmm.
He grasped the side of her hips, pushed her away, and pulled her to him with a slap. Again and again, with more force and velocity. Tyne pressed her face deeper into the cushion, grunting into the foam at each thrust. The wet friction of her, tight around him, the side of her open, stretched around him, the cleft of her body. It tore a climax out of him with a final lunge. Like a lepidopterist mounting a tough-skinned insect with a too-blunt pin, he screwed himself into her.
The fuck? Is it like the butterfly people who put the...
Yep, so like a man putting a blunt pin through a tough insect.
Hell yeah.
Yum. That's what we all strive for sex to be like.
Isn't it? It's pretty much what I do.
I wonder if it's like a competition to say the least sexy thing between a bunch of people. Like, is it a thing writers are in
It's
on?
got to be like an unspoken thing to be like, what is the most absurd way we can describe penetration?
I honestly think these people don't intend for it to be not read that way.
I can't live in the world where that's truth.
Because the Guardian Sex Awards that we often read from, some of them get so offended when they're fucking they win or are nominated, and it's like, well, bud, did you see what you read? Is Dan still in absentia?
Probably.
Oh no, he's still gone.
I would say I'm getting worried, but I'm not. I know it's
a ploy.
Yeah, he does this to us all the time. He gaslights us into caring about him.
You ready?
Yep.
Dan says, my ex-girlfriend finally talked to me after 2 months. Now what?
I don't know, Dan. We'll have to figure that out. I believe in you. I don't.
He's like a dog chasing a car. He wouldn't know what to do if he caught it.
Isn't that the Joker that he said that?
I don't know.
I don't
It's
know.
fitting with your cool Batman shirt.
Hell yeah. This has been your Batman-themed episode. You're Bat Boys.
Just to clear that foul Dan taste out of her mouth, I'm going to hit you with a Pornhub comment.
Why is he in our mouth?
Out, huh?
Why is he in our mouth?
Because you said it. You talked. You spoke his words.
It's true.
This one's a special one for this. Titan Bro 69 says, just figured I'd let everyone know that the boneless chicken wings from Sonic are actually really good.
The Hedgehog?
I don't know. My name is Dave Miller.
And I'm Niall Spain.
And we are your fuck buddies.
Happy Monday.